Okay, welcome everyone to a new Hive game of the week. Today we're going to look at a game from round 4 of the BS Open Qualifier. It's a 6-round Swiss tournament. The top 12 will get to the World Championship this summer. And this game is quite interesting. I want to show it because I think we can learn quite a lot about counting, okay? How to count and to calculate properly some variations, especially in those situations called race, where both players are attacking the opponent queen, and one of the two clearly has miscalculated something, and you don't want to be that player, right? So let's have a look. Marko is playing Ladybug and brh2113. It sounds like a fiscal code, but he's replying with a Ladybug as well. They're playing a Z opening. White played this typical standard flexible diamond, and black respond with an anti-spawn defense. I'm not gonna go into details on the opening, because I think the interesting part comes at the end where there is the race. Just to mention that black played quite recklessly. Like he attacked a bit too early for my taste. I don't think this approach is very sound for black, especially because white now has got full ant power in place. You will see that he actually almost managed to get the attack done. Actually, spoiler, he actually managed to win. But if we count in the correct way, then white is able to defend. Even if you, of course, you can't calculate from now till the end of the game, but here you follow general principles, which are place your ants down and increase your mobility and your control, and you'll be able to defend. And then black will find itself in trouble. We'll see. Black attacks with spider here. Clearly is trying to pin the white ant on the queen, but of course white doesn't have anything to be worried about. He just pins the spider. And now the spider here. I mean, honestly, it's hard to suggest something for black now. He has to sacrifice something in the right way. I would probably have just played something like this, with the idea of placing another ant here, and then you have at least something in the ant game. But going on with another spider, white just pins the other spider, right? And those two spiders are pinned by the same ant, so actually the ant here, number 1, is free again. White has got 2 free ants. This is another move that I probably wouldn't have played, just again for the same reason. You're putting 2 pieces in the same string, right? And now white will pin one and will pin at the same time the other one. Of course, this ant here can be still released at some point. We'll see actually soon, is one of the plans. And now white went for the counter attack. I'm not sure if I've done that. I would probably use the other ant, because this grasshopper is clearly getting into here, right? To release the ant. Of course, white doesn't have to be worried about this anyway, because this trigger point also frees the ladybug, and then the ladybug will pin the ant here, so no problem at all. Anyway, the pillbug here can, though, move away the mosquito, and now the mosquito is a bit further from the queen, which will be a problem in the race. Of course, closer are your pieces to the opponent queen, and lower is your count. You need a lower number of moves in order to surround the opponent queen. And we'll see that here is kind of a bit far, but the point is that white still has got good control of the hive, so I shouldn't be worried about black attack anyway. But let's see, black still has got 2 beetles. white goes for the counterattack, as we said. It has to qualify for the win, covering the pillback eventually. So why not starting from here, of course. There are probably other options, but this makes sense as long as you're confident you can also defend, because clearly black is a bit ahead in the attack. And the other thing is that black queen is very safe in this anti-spawn setup. So black puts another ant in play, but of course white's got still one free ant, so nothing to do. The ant game is completely won by white, but we know that the ant game is the other side of the coin of the beetle game, so clearly white has given up on that. Is enough for black to win? We'll find out soon. The beetle is, as you see here, way closer to the white queen than the white beetle is closer to the black queen. Well, actually just one move. Black beetle will need 1-2 moves. The white beetle needs 1-2-3 moves. Or to cover the black queen, or actually to cover the pillbag as well. The problem is that you have to think in advance. When the white beetle will cover the pillbag, the mosquito will only be a beetle, right? So it won't be able to get into a kill spot quickly. We'll see this in a second. So they both going for a race, straight to attack the queen. Here, of course, white has to defend against the direct drop. If it doesn't do that, then black will get like 1, 2, 3, 4 spots for direct drops, and it's got 3 pieces in reserve, so should be enough to win. And maybe this becomes a bit complicated for white to defend, but why you have to leave this disadvantage to black, right? Just if you can defend just placing one beetle. This is another difference between white and black now. Black not only has invested in the ant game, has given up in the ant game to invest into the attack, but also has invested a lot of pieces, like just in terms of material, right? Like white has got 6 pieces in reserve and black has got 3 pieces, which means we need to be careful now and start to count not only how many moves we need to win, but also how many pieces we have left in order to win. And so white has to use this to their advantage. Okay, we'll see this in a second again. So as black to move, we'll see that if black beetle covers the queen, then the white beetle will cover the black beetle, and then there's no direct drop. Let's see in a second. There's no direct drop for black, and importantly, there are not many spawn points around to keep attacking. So there is this spawn points where from where the grasshopper can jump in. We got this from where the beetle can go here. Okay, and we got this spawn point from which we can get into this spot southeast. But it's the same spot that we saw for the beetle, that was useful for the beetle. So actually, the problem is to take this to kill spot. But even before then, let's count how many kill spot there are left. 4 kill spot. Black has only got 3 pieces. It doesn't even matter how long it takes for black to get there, because it doesn't have enough pieces to win. These spiders will not be released any soon unless white needs to move the ant away, which doesn't seem very likely anyway. So clearly this move for black is not convenient. It will just lose by material. So he has to find another way, okay? And this was black idea, to use a second beetle, okay? And then one of the 2 beetle will eventually get on top of the queen, and then we get probably enough pieces to win. But is that true? Is that true? No, not really. White goes on, correct. Black went on attacking with the beetle. And now there was a problem. Okay, so white was playing perfectly so far, but now should have calculated properly. Not just calculating the tempo, as we said, but calculating the material. Once the material is not enough to win, it doesn't matter how many moves you need to win, right? You don't have enough material. You don't have enough pieces. So what white played here is he kept going on with Mosquito. He was probably confident that he could win before black could win. But he missed a detail. We'll see in a second, which is a very typical and important detail, actually. It's the reason why we play the ladybug as a first move most of the time. Spoiler. Black covers the white beetle. At this point, black has actually enough pieces to win. That's because the white beetle here is taking a kill spot, right? So we're using a white piece against white, which is what you usually do. It's sort of a compound attack. You not only attack the queen, you also use a white piece in that kill spot. And at the same time, black beetle is able now to cover the white queen and has 3 different direct drops. So what happened in the game is white kept attacking, but the problem was that clearly now the black ladybug is free to move. So even if we count at this point, let's go back a couple of steps, and we are in white shoes. We think we need 3 moves, right? We just place a piece here, we attack here, and then we go down with the mosquito. 3 moves. And black needs 3 moves as well. 1, 2, 3. So we think we are ahead. That would be the simple count. But what judoka call the tactical count is what actually matters, which is the count that includes possible defensive options, okay, defensive ideas. And the most common defensive idea is pre-swamping, so liberate one of your defensive pieces and use it to attack at the same time, which is what happens now, right? So at this point, actually, there's nothing to do for white. If white wants to avoid this idea, he needs to spend 1 more tempo to waste 1 move to cover the black ladybug. But it's too late now. There's nothing that white can do. So where was the problem? The problem was before, okay? This was a wrong way to count, but even before counting, the problem was in counting the pieces, okay? So at this point, white has no rush to cover the white queen. Wait, no, okay. At this point, white has no rush to, keep attacking with a mosquito, okay? Especially if the attack is a bit slower than black. So what you have to rely on is the material in this case, because black has invested a lot of material. So white will cover the black beetle, black will cover the queen. And now it doesn't really matter. Black hasn't got enough pieces to win. White will cover the black beetle, and black has only 2 grasshopper in reserve and 3 kill spots. Even if black takes the direct drop, at this point we don't really care. Now we can actually go on with our plan. Of course, we always have to be careful about freeing the ladybug, but we can just cover it. That's it. Nothing happens because black doesn't have more pieces. There's nothing that black can do here. It probably has to just go down and just spend time. This is lost for black. Okay, so counting tempo is important, but counting material might be even more important, especially if you know that if you see that black has invested so much material in it, right? So it's all a matter of trade-off. Black tried to attack first, he can get the beetle game in, he relies on direct drop, but has invested a lot of materials. So you have to work on that. So unfortunately, white lost this game, but it would have been probably easier just to cover the black beetle, and that's it. There's nothing that black can do here. I hope this was helpful and this helped you to understand how to think of Hive in different dimensions. That's the way I call it now. So you have tempo, material, angles of attack, and qualification for the win. And it's always a matter of trade-off between this. So in this game, black has qualified for the win, has got a good attack and a tempo, but has invested a lot in material. So white has a material advantage. And to use that, sometimes we need to stop, defend, and then take advantage of that later on in the game. Okay, exploit that later on in the game. With no rush. Just calm down, keep calm, defend, and everything will go fine. That's it. Hope you had fun. See you next week.